Yes, I haven't really quite prepared this. Hope it goes okay. I was only going to do 2 readings, but now I'm doing 3. I'll start with a short piece first. The first piece, tab 14, is concerns Kinch and a pigeon have met, and they've had a rather violent incident with a large mastiff in the wood, which meant pigeon has a mangled arm. So I think that's probably all I need. And they've they got a bit lost, and so they ended up in the middle of this small wood outside of Axton. Tab 14. Tab 14, which revisits the sombre vignette. 1:30 a.m. The forester's silo. Kinch has been asleep for 3 hours, and now Pigeon drops, uneasy, his arm still throbbing into a kind of sleep, but warm, at least, under their rotten blanket. 2 a.m. The little wood flinches. Something moves through it, along its narrow veins. A lumpish, furred creature, white blubber, 2-legged in a sheep's pelt, lugging a gizmo, clanking iron against a marshmallow thigh. A skinful of malignancy, fat maggots around the silo, dumps its load, disappears into the night. 3 a.m. A metallic crunch, a whine, a rustle of beach mast. And now we go more towards the end of the book. This is a kind of prelude to what in some ways is the sort of climax for the book, but in some ways it isn't. Anyway, Kinch, the 14-year-old boy, is going to climb a tree and watch some people that he knows going to a big event. And the big event is at Axton Cathedral. It's the it's the High Mass Extraordinary that's going to be held in the Abbey Cathedral at Axton. And 5th day, tab 53, in which a boy views his fellow citizens on their way to a most solemn occasion. 5th day, early evening, the Vintry Gardens. Originally used as a monk's graveyard, the area between Beadlegate and Holywell Hill is known as Vintry, an old name derived from the abbey vineyards which prospered here in the middle of the 12th and 13th centuries. Dong, dong, da dong, dong, da dong, ga da dong, ga da dong, ga da dong. Kinch tries a second time, reverses over pebbles, over the smooth blocks of the herringbone path, until he feels the seat of the bench once again digging into the backs of his knees. Good-a-dong, good-a-dong. Off he runs, takes huge strides across the yellow brick path. With a final push, he launches himself over the pebbles and onto the low-sloping trunk of the Lebanon cedar, planted 1799, gift of Isabel de Bourbon. 3 giant steps along the trunk, and then a leap forward, with his arms outstretched, reaching up and high. This time, his fingers find the thick upstand of corded bark encircling the inverted armpit of the great cedar, where it splits into 4. Over the upstand, into the hollow. Dong, da dong. One of the 4 branches hangs parallel with the ground. One arches out over the garden wall. The other 2 rear up into the foliage, dark, fibrous viridian, layer on layer, pulled and flattened into claws. He looks around, chooses. Sitting astride the neck of his dendroid brontosaurus, Kinch works himself forward and upward to an outcrop of young branches. At this point he stands, weaving his way through the branchlets to a horizontal bough with a flat dipping curve, which he clears of twigs and appropriates for use as a prickly seat. Now above the wall of the Vintry Gardens, he has a clear view of Augustine's Way and the chapter house doors. Below him, through the needles, he can also see the first arrivals for tonight's big event, the Memorial High Mass Extraordinary of St. Wulfrig Augustinans. Glasses from pocket. Hook them on tight. Heads of hats and hair, grey shoulders, saying nothing, bowed, pummelled by the bells, alone, 2s and 3s, no children, no touching, no running, no looking up. Dong, gong. There, Manifold Stevens, dapper-hatted Hebridean watchmaker, and Flora, his succulent, dapper-hatted wife. From Kinch's own street, 28, the small house opposite. King Gussie Flora, always popping round for this and that, dropping in for coffee with his mum, sparring and flirting with him. And as for all those pointless 5-quid jobs around her immaculate house, and as for her, always just stepped out of the shower with a fluffy bathrobe clutched to her pink flesh, teasing him for his confusion. And then, of course, that time in the bus, the long journey back from Market Day and Shipley, top deck, front seat, summer-frocked thigh pressed hotly to his, hands fluttering over his, darting little squeezes to knees and forearm, sharing her expensive butterscotch. Into the porch they go. Dong, gong. There. Good old Enoch Bangs and his lifelong anonymous miserable girlfriend. Flat cap fast bowler, slogger, resident foul-tempered rough diamond fixture at the farm town cricket club. A card. Well loved by all, but not Kinch. Not by Kinch, who, try as he might, cannot forget last summer being trapped with 2 other boys in the cricket club toilets by this good old lovable son-of-a-gun institution, and made to look on as he rubbed his gigantic 40-year-old purple-veined cock to nauseating efflorescence, good old into the porch. Dong, gong. And there, Idris Sheepshagger Crump and his wife Bronwyn, awesome oligarchs of Kinch's junior school, administrators of their own stern brand of biblical socialism, disciplinarians of the old kidney. And those assemblies, Sheepshagger at the lectern, booming out the laws of Marx and Moses, surveying his mystified pupils benignly over the rim of his heavy bifocals, and on a table to his left, an umbrella rack displaying a row of 12 canes, taxonomically arranged according to weight, length, efficacy. And seated to his right at another table, Bronwyn Crump, deputy head, the train, solid and powerful, needing no threat of birchwand or hellfire to fill the children under her tutelage with diarrheic dread. Kinch stays very still as they stroll beneath him, at a carefully respectable distance from the malodorous Bangs, into the porch. Gong, gong. In clusters they drift past, suited, dour, even the most wayward co-opted into a state of crypto-decency by the grimness of the occasion. There, trimmed and tuckered by experts, go the leeches, partners in borderline jiggery-pokery, often in court but never sent down, and never failing to embarrass Kinch with a grin, a knowing wink to a fellow scamp, with their mother, into the porch. Gong, gong. And there the clacks way-brained over the fence neighbours from 6 years back before they moved to the flat. He wonders what their son Colin looks like now. Would they recognise each other? And there, Kip Smith, mobile fishmonger, hung like a horse, they say, post like a pony, they say, by himself for once. And the Wheelers, and the Wilsons, and Dr. Zack, his first doctor, who pulled the big red crayon from his nose all those years ago. People from shops, street people, faces with no name. Dong, gong. So many. Why so many? Perhaps no. But so many, and now it can't be. It can't be. Dong, gong. Mive and Stevie. A surprise, he knows they come every Sunday, but why now? As they pass underneath, he blows a hiss. Mive looks up, frowns, and then smiles. A verger on porch duty spots him and disappears inside. Trouble, mutters Kinch as he begins the difficult return journey. Halfway down, backwards, astride the saurian neck, the Lady Chapel door squeaks open, and then another noise, nasal, canine. Oi, you, down! He twists round to see the verger, an old enemy, swaying from side to side with anticipatory relish, clutching a bamboo cane. At last he reaches the cupped platform at the top of the massive trunk. The black-suited predator is still down below waiting for him. One foot rests on the flank of Kinch's tree. The hands grip the cane at either end, flexing it over his knee. The boy turns to the lowest and narrowest of the four main branches, the one running parallel to the ground. He takes the run in long, light steps, putting as little weight as possible on the branch. The bark is smooth like skin, but he doesn't slip. The verger crashes through the pebbles behind him. A bough, a spiky upright, lurches towards him. Without slowing, he leaps left, into air. He lands on pebbles, stumbles and falls forward onto his palms and scrambles up onto the path in one unbroken movement. A sprint for the open doorway of the garden wall, through the door, out into the street. A steady jog through the alleyways of Old Axton, until he's safe. 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 That's it.